Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of the Comcast, and I'm Snipe, and I have some interesting information to tell you.
Nope.
I would like to personally extend my gratitude to Wib's dad for the renaming of this podcast to the Comcast. Thanks, Kev. You're an inspiration to us all.
Yeah, that's what he calls this podcast now. It's just... Yeah.
The Comcast.
Coincidentally, it's also episode 124 of the MisanthroPod.
Yeah. I'm Snipe, and as always, I am joined by Wib. Say hello.
Hello.
And I am joined also by the chumbly wumbly fumbly bumbly drummer Matt.
The fuck was that?
Drummer Matt.
Hello.
Alright.
How are you, lovely gentlemen, this evening? And also, thoughts?
I don't think we should front load that.
Well,
You
I don't want you blue balling us.
This podcast is pro edging. I'm okay, but I'm very.
What, for edging?
I'm quite tired. Yeah. This I don't know what's going to happen during this podcast.
Anything might happen in the next 2 hours, probably. I don't fucking
Who knows? Matt, how are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Snipe?
know. I was drinking, but okay.
I thought
Delicious lime cordial.
If I'm really quick and catch you off guard, just to see what happens.
I mean, all that happens is that I just am shit at you, so...
Do you remember like the first 100 episodes of this podcast
No.
where we had like good intros?
No one is
Or at least
listening to this with good
consistent.
intros.
No. Yeah, everyone's like,
At this
oh,
point.
this intro was terrible, I'm turning it off. Like, comment, subscribe for more abysmal introductions.
Yeah, it's great. I should probably bring up the whole Warhammer Fest thing.
The what?
Warhammer Fest. So
What's that?
So as a lot of people listen to this will know, Warhammer is a thing that we sometimes talk about.
We like Warhammer.
Warhammer Fest, the like online only thing of it, because it's online again this year, is on the week that we are recording this. You will be hearing this the week after. So it's not Warhammer Fest hasn't wrapped up, so all the reveals haven't been shown. So we're not going to talk about it because anything we say will be woefully
Used against us.
It will be used
In a
against us
court
in
of law.
but it will also be woefully incomplete.
Just like anything in a court of law.
And we might not mention it next time either because we might not have anything interesting to say about it.
I was going to say, we can
People
talk
might
about it
not let
next.
us.
We can talk about it next time, but then it will be like a week and a half or whatever after it,
Yeah.
and the news
And
cycle
we'll
would
be
have
like,
moved on. And
We'll be like, yeah, Warhammer, huh? Yeah, that's,
Aren't we good at
that's
stuff?
certainly a thing.
Yeah. All I'll say is, it maybe releasing two Sisters of Battle Codex so close together, maybe don't fucking do that.
Maybe cut that tedious shit out just because it's a tough time for the economy. Doesn't mean it ain't the toughest time for the people having to actually fucking live in it.
Oh, well, the thing is, the pipeline for, like, new releases is something silly, like 5 years long. So this would have all started long before the pandemic, but,
Still
like,
sucks fucking butts.
I do kind of wish they'd pump the brakes a little bit, because it's like, guys, we haven't been able to play games properly for, like, over a year.
Yeah.
How often do you think the codexes that I bought new... Not long before, like hell, what was it called? Saga of the Beast.
Yeah.
We used that like twice, and that's it. Like,
Yeah. So, you know what? I've used it once. It's filthy. Get me another one.
like granted, the Orc stuff still counts, but you've already had a new Space Wolf Codex.
Yeah.
So there's
Yeah.
stuff in that. Yeah.
It chaps my fucking didgeridoo.
I did just put on Twitter, like, the only way to guarantee you won't be having to buy a new codex every couple of years now is just to play a Xeno army, because they never fucking update them.
Or what you could do is you could sign up for the Warhammer Battle Pass, which is a monthly subscription. So it is not, although I'm waiting. I'm waiting!
Honestly, like, having moving the codexes to being like digital only and like a subscription service at this point probably wouldn't be the worst idea.
No, I was kind of like that does sound reasonable, but I was intending it more kind of like Call of Duty, like EA kind of really scummy kind of like business practices.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want them to do that because I can't read like rules and stuff off a screen.
You can't read. It's okay. You're just really good at guessing.
I can't do that. I can't. Well, I can, but I can't take it in.
It's like, I can't read rules off a screen, but all I ever do, every single waking moment that I'm not either working or playing video games, is reading fan fiction off a screen. So figure that one out.
Yeah, it's something I just have real trouble like taking stuff in off a screen, whether it be fiction or rules.
What about Kindle? Because I had a Kindle for like 2 days.
Well, I didn't use it, so I wouldn't know.
Well, there you go.
Because you had it for 2 days.
Yeah, because I got it and I was like, well, this is shit, and I sent it back. After I downloaded a bunch of, like, you know, those, like, free for Kindle, like, Prime user, like, really
weird shit.
Weird erotica.
Someone got an interesting surprise when they had to wipe that.
I mean, to be fair, that, like, it was probably very tame, because I downloaded one in, like, the Bad Boys series, because it's all the X series.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was reading it and I was like, this is the opposite of sexy.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, you know, erotica, sure, it's got its place, but, like, you know, it was just shit. It was like Karen in a Weatherspoons trying to be exciting and sexy.
Yeah.
And
can I just finish my thought process about the thing before, because otherwise I'll forget what I was going to say.
Sure.
Which was just to say, yeah, so I don't actually want them to move to, like, an all digital thing, because that would be terrible. I mean, A, it'd be bad for Codex Compliant, because then we don't have books. But B...
Yeah, but then on the plus side, let's turn a negative into a positive. Let's look for that silver lining. I get to draw the Codex covers.
There is that. There is that. But
Codex Zote's print's gonna be available soon.
But judging by how I can never remember what it's called, but the app and the charges for that, like, I can't say I particularly revel in how much they decide to end up charging for digital only.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not to least
they charge like the same fucking amount.
Yeah. But like you don't get access to, like, something like the toughness stat or something. You have to pay extra for that or something weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting very... This stuff is really starting to just really hamper my enjoyment of the game. Like, it's been exacerbated by these unprecedented times. Because it has just been, well, I mean, like, it's not easy for us to play a game, like, in our flat. It's not really. We've not got any tables that are, like, convenient for it. So it's like, we haven't been able to go anywhere to play it, so we've been sort of not able to do much, and obviously we couldn't play with anyone else because it wouldn't be safe. So, yeah, it's just been like, oh, well, I mean, we just really haven't played for, like... We played, like, twice in the last year, I think. And it's like, okay. And then you
Time
just,
to go
like,
spend 40 quid on new codexes.
And, we're just going to keep bringing out new stuff. And it's like, well, I mean, we can't play that. And I know I know a lot of people are going to be in the same boat. And I don't know, just... Yeah. And especially given that most of the releases are just the same old shit. Like, it's just, more Marines, more whatever.
Yeah, it is just a really shitty time for everything. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, compared to AOS, at least AOS, they keep releasing, like, whole new fucking factions. So, yes, there's constant new stuff, but at least it's new. It's really new.
Yeah.
So it feels a little bit more like it warrants a new release. Because it's a whole new thing. But I know. I'm just complaining now. I'll stop.
Yeah. Can I continue talking about Weatherspoons erotica?
I mean, if you want.
Okay. No, now that you've let me do it, I'm like, not sure I want to.
I mean, I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm not going to encourage you either.
I keep meaning to get through that fucking like succubus book that Longfang bought me, because I was like, hey, dude, look at this stupid book, and he was like, okay, and then bought it for me as if to go on then, fucking read the stupid book that we were laughing about.
He dared you.
He dared me. And it's like, I got up to a part where, like...
And you blinked.
Because it is a plus-size vampire succubus erotica novel.
That is a lot of tags.
Oh, it's not. It is not, trust me. I have waded fucking deep in this fucking lagoon. And, like, oh my god. I read up to the part where the succubus vampire is cooking donuts in her kitchen while her sire is, like hypnotizing humans and, like, shagging them, and he comes in and she's like, I'd rather eat donuts. And it's like, I mean, same, but it just feels a little on the nose.
Yeah.
It's like, she's plus size, so she has to be sitting there thinking about chocolate donuts, and it's like, well, I mean, yeah, of course you can, but it's just, it seems a little bit unfairly stereotypical.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'll stop talking about weird erotica right now.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, Wibbelet.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Yes.
What have you been doing?
What
have you been doing?
What I have been doing is basically exactly the same as what I have been doing for the last month, apparently.
Honestly, same. I've just been crying and, eating donuts instead of murdering people.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Jesus. So all I have to say are just some stubs to add to, like, the previous podcast, like what I talked about. So, like, the end of the first season of Invincible wrapped up.
I saw people comparing it to Dragon Ball Z, which is, don't do that.
What? Don't remind us that Dragon Ball Z exists.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you like it, fine, but please be aware.
Please be.
That's like going, you know what? Do you know what?
I want to know where you're going with this.
Modern day Simpsons versus BoJack Horseman. They're basically the same show.
I get where they're coming from, but also they're very different. And yeah, I think it is good. I enjoyed Invincible. I still think it's weird how inconsistent the animation can be. So sometimes it has really good moments, and then sometimes it has the most poorly tweened, like, looks like it was done in Flash.
Go animate.
Like, it's just it's weird. And sometimes these, I don't know. I think it's because the animation is generally pretty good. I mean, it's not like amazing. But it totally does the job it needs to. But it just means that sometimes when it has a moment of it being very the 3D Berserk anime, when it has moments of that, it stands out. But it ended in a pretty fun place. The last episode is fucking brutal. Although it wasn't funny because, like, so without giving anything away, the show kind of is largely based around a mystery that happens in, like, the answer to a thing that happens in, like, the first episode. And you finally get your answer in the last episode, and I don't know, when it got to it, I was like, oh, is that all? Oh. I don't know, it just was a bit underwhelming what the answer to it was. But it was still a good episode, and it was, very heavy J.K. Simmons episode, so I'm okay with that, because he's a fun actor.
Give me pictures of me!
And already a part of this incredibly brutal final scene has been memed to fuck on Twitter.
Great.
So that's...
I've just been avoiding it because it carries certain themes that I am incredibly uncomfortable with.
I 100% understand that.
This is a me thing. This is probably not very universal. So,
yeah.
it's nothing like that. So don't worry. If a beautiful darling listener was interested, then you probably don't have the same damage I do. So
yeah, if you do want to watch it and you haven't seen it, just be aware it is incredibly violent.
Same.
And it touches upon some...
Oh, hi, John Matt. Welcome to the podcast.
it touches upon all manner of of uncomfortable things. So, just be braced going into it. It's not a fun hero romp, but it has its moments of being very funny as well. Similarly, in streaming shows, Falcon and the Winter Soldier wrapped up, which I don't think it had at the time.
Yeah.
The last thing.
The people who were like, hey, let's feed the homeless and clothe the poor, and so are they still the bad evil guys?
What bastards?
Bastard. Right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's show compassion for our fellow man because everyone deserves dignity.
Kinda. They do make some effort at the end, and they do a big. They do a big thing trying to like wrap it up and try and address some of the themes they're talking about. But I don't know. It felt like they did it in the most safe possible way, whereas they had all this potential for actually having something to say on the table, and they did, but in the safest possible way. So I remember speaking to my dad about it and saying like I would have enjoyed the show more. Like it was fine, it was perfectly entertaining in an MCU kind of way, but I would have enjoyed the show a lot more if it had have either been smarter or dumber.
I get that.
As it stands, it's not like silly enough and brainless enough to be fully like just a ridiculous romp, but it's also not smart enough to deal with a lot of the subjects that it brings up. So, it's fine. I probably will never ever watch it again though. Like rewatch it. If they do another season, I'll probably watch it because it's something to watch. Yeah. But yeah, also carried on playing some of the games I was talking about last time. I did indeed go and do streams of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, doing and like trying to do silly things like, I'm going to beat this level only using one kind of ride.
You know, I am literally counting down the days until you go, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 special level speedrun?
No, because the speedruns for Roller Coaster Tycoon are ridiculous because they...
I mean, it's kind of RTS-y and those things are always insane anyway.
A little bit, but also some of them are done with a mode enabled that means that when you reach a certain point in the calendar, because, like, it'll be, you'll have to have so many guests in your part by year 4 or whatever. And you turn that off. So basically, once you get to the point, then it automatically passes you. And so some of the levels can be beaten in like 7 seconds or something.
Well, I mean, maybe 3 if you're trying hard.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so I carried on playing that. I've actually been trying to like beat all of the base levels in the game. Because I never did it when I was younger because I didn't know how the mechanics of the game worked because a lot of them aren't particularly transparent. Whereas now I know them and I'm like, actually these aren't as hard as I thought they were. And so I've been slowly chipping my way through it, which obviously takes a while because if you're doing it like 100% legit, then some of the levels take hours to beat. So, so I've been enjoying that. And finally, I wanted to mention a particularly amazing run in the new Binding of Isaac expansion that I got.
Is this the one where you stopped me from watching The Mandalorian so you could point out how outrageous it was?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, this is worth it.
So, I was playing through and I was trying to beat the a new boss called Dogma, which is one of like the new things that were added in the latest expansion. And I got so far and I picked up 2 items, which was a thing called Daddy Longlegs and an item called Nord Leaf. Now, what Daddy Longlegs does is it means that a giant spider leg comes down from the sky and stamps on an enemy every so many seconds. So it's just, you don't have to do anything, but some damage is done to them periodically.
Yeah.
Cool. And what the Nord Leaf does is if you stand completely still, you cannot be damaged.
You see where this is going, huh?
So combined, provided you don't do anything, you will slowly damage the enemies and you are impossible to hurt. Now,
it's like playing Beyond Two Souls. You just put the controller down and somehow you win.
Yeah. Now I got to Dogma and I was trying to. I was trying not to rely on this too much. Like I was only using it like when it was in a pinch. And then I got to Dogma, which is one of the new big bosses. And I fought a bit of it, and then it was just like, oh man, this is fucking hard, and I'm low on health. No, I've just got to. I'll just stop still. I'll just do it. It's fine.
Yeah, like the whole half the point of that game is to get new combos of random items and see what you do with it. So the fact that you've got one that happens to work really well isn't your fault. So you shouldn't
it's just
punish
synergy
yourself for that.
Yeah. So I just stopped still and beat it, which then took me to the super end game. Legit, since this is the final expansion, is the actual final boss, where the genre of the game changes and it becomes like a horizontal like shmup.
Bullet hell.
And you have to fight like like ultra versions of the Four Horsemen, and then fight a boss at the end. What I actually did was went and made a sandwich.
Yeah, he actually did. A fancy one with crisps.
And I just sat down and ate a sandwich whilst the game played itself and beat itself. So I have beaten the hardest boss in The Binding of Isaac by eating a sandwich.
You know, when AI inevitably becomes self-aware, it's going to remember what you did, and it's going to be angry.
Yeah, so that's a fun thing I did. Yeah.
That is excellent.
Yeah, because the game is based around like finding synergies, finding items that work well together. I don't feel bad about it. It's very funny to me, and
yeah, definitely.
And yeah, it's. I mean, granted, I did get one when I beat the other new boss in the game. I did it with a bunch of. I got like a series of items that meant that it was lagging the game, that there was so much happening on screen at once, because when I fired, it was creating like the specific item makes tears, because you fire tears because it's a game about playing a child who cries at his enemies. The tears are all over appear all over the screen, and then they like spawn more tears, and then I got upgrades that mean that those tears spawn more tears, and then it was mean that my tears like had more splash damage on them, and so many and more stuff. So literally, as soon as I started firing, the entire screen would be filled up with these brown tears. I don't ask about why it's brown. And yeah, it was like my frame rate was going down to about like 20-15 frames a second. And this is a 2D game, bearing in mind. This isn't like a 3D rendered thing. This is 2D. And yeah, I was like, okay. It was actually quite hard to beat the boss with that setup as well, because I literally could not see its projectiles because my projectiles covered so much of the screen. Yeah.
Such a first world problem to have. I was doing so much damage so consistently that I was having trouble seeing the boss's damage. Oh.
Are you ready for a hot take on the situation, which is going to get me shouted at? You were playing America the game. You had so many guns, you couldn't avoid getting hurt by guns.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Comment down below, but don't, because we don't actually fucking care.
But yeah, that's kind of all I've really done, apart from carrying on work on my Shadow Sword, and yeah, I've literally just been doing the same stuff. Apart from working on videos and things.
I've seen some Twitter updates and bits and bobs. How are you finding it?
Slowly getting there.
It's a big ass boy.
It's a big ass boy.
Thick ass boy.
I'm currently in sort of a weird thing, because it's got kind of like most of its flat colors down. Like, I look at it and I'm like, this just looks like a normal Shadow Sword to me, so it feels like most of the work I did on it hasn't really manifested
yet.
But I think that's because I'm just so used to looking at it that that's what a Shadow Sword looks like to me now.
You are wrong. That's what they look like.
I really want to, when I get it finished, I really want to get it next to a regular Shadow Sword to see how.
Is that your way of saying that you want to buy a new one and just paint it normal?
I legit have been like thinking like, so if I've got a Grot Shadow Sword, what could be fun to make like a secondary Grot army that's actually an Imperial Guard tank army, but everything's manned by Grots. So it just plays as an Astra Militarum army, but it is Grots. And I'm like, ooh, I could have like 3 super heavies in a list, and then I'd just have to patch it up with whatever I'd need.
It's only cool when I do it.
Yeah, I could then just patch up the rest with like whatever I'd need to make it a legal like list that get Battleforge stuff. that might happen one day. Although it depends on if I get sick of painting this enormous tank, I guess. Although it would be fun to have like a shadow sword and a pair of bane blades. That could be a fun thing to just pop down on a table and go fucking deal with it. One of these
for you, perhaps.
I think I worked out, and like the theoretical damage a shadow sword can do in one shot from its main gun is over 100. Because it does 3d3 shots, and each of them, if they wound, do 2d6 damage. So, yeah.
Right.
It won't, because half of it's like a ballistic skill of 4, so like half of them will miss. Although it does wound, it is strength 16, so it wounds on 2s on pretty much everything. And if it's a Titanic unit it's shooting, because it's a Titan Hunter, that's what it's supposed to be, you get to re-roll. So it's, you shoot a knight, it wounds on 2s, and you re-roll the 1s. Yeah, and it's like AP -5, and 2d6 damage, so yeah, it's ridiculous. Probably woefully inefficient for most of the games that'll ever get used in. But when someone tells you can put the biggest gun possible on a tank, and you can use it in a regular game, you're going to do that, aren't you? Like,
yeah, of course.
You just, you know this. You play Tau, like.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point, right?
Bearing in mind, like, I remember playing against your Tau and it being like, oh yeah, like, strength 10 railguns, that's obscene, they're so powerful, and now I'm just talking about a strength 16 weapon.
Yeah, things have escalated.
A little bit, yeah. I guess because, like, was it D weapons they used to be? The old, like, Titan weapons, and things that were supposed to take down Titans that had special effects. I don't remember what they do now. Well, they did. So, yeah. But yeah, no, it's going well. I'm slowly getting there. I'm hoping to have it finished by the end of the month, which would be good, because I've got to make my painting log, which I'll probably start painting. Well, because I've been doing that, my painting log for this month, which will be out before this podcast comes out, go to Wib Does Stuff, my hit YouTube channel.
He posts feet pics every Thursday.
I don't. Oh, I forgot to.
What the fuck did that remind you of?
I forgot to respond to them. Someone has made Wib Does Feet, by the way.
Nice.
Fuck. I shouldn't have said that while you had a drink, should I?
Yeah, okay.
It's on fucking Twitter.
It's a Twitter account.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I kind of hope that they just start posting random feet pics from just everywhere and just claiming they're yours. People with like vastly different skin tones, like, oh yes, Wib's feet.
When I checked, they got the one picture, I believe, in a YouTube video there is of my feet.
Oh god, that's oh my god, that's commitment.
What's it called? Wib Does Feet.
Yeah, or something. It might be Wib Does Feets, because obviously my Twitter handle is Wib Does Tweets. So yeah,
and my parents said I'd never amount to anything. Checkmate, pricks. Oh my god, I'm following that fucking thing.
I forgot what I was talking about. That derailed me.
Who cares? We're talking about Wib Does Feet.
Wib Fluid Feet Johnson.
Oh my god, this person is a menace.
Good work.
Stand.
Good work, that person.
Well
has
done.
One follower, and that is me, who I've just followed. I expect this to be better by a few hours after this podcast is out.
Yeah, we want more Wib feet, even if it's just the same picture zoomed in.
Anyway, my painting log, which will be up before this podcast goes out, will only have 3 models in it, because I've been working on this fucking shadow sword. And then the next one will probably be most of the shadow sword. So yeah, it has derailed my painting log somewhat, but hey, it's a fun project, so yeah. But I am done, so I'm going to pass over to the drummer Matt. Matt,
hello.
What have you been up to, my friend, my comrade?
Not too much. So we've been watching more of Kingdom, the South Korean zombie flick. I can answer the question from last time as to whether they're slow or fast zombies. They be fast zombies.
Oh.
And it's really cool because they must have.
Gotta go fast.
There doesn't seem like there's much like in the way of CGI. In the way that they do all the zombie things is they must have employed like contortionists or something. So whenever anyone's moving with like zombies, they're all like bending over backwards and like standing up. But like with how like people like contortionists and people like that can like stand up with their like feet under them
like,
in like
literally
weird ways.
fold themselves in two. Yeah.
So all the zombies.
It's like anytime you see like there's like an Exorcist kind of movie and they hire a contortionist, it's always the freakiest, scariest
it's that,
thing.
but like whole like shots of loads of them, and they must have got in loads of contortionists or something. It's really cool, and then they've all got like it has like crunchy noises that they've obviously put over the top as well, and it's really effective. It's really cool. Yeah, really enjoying it. Highly recommend if anyone hasn't checked it out. If you want some zombies, but like a bit different enough for it to be interesting again.
Yeah.
Basically. The only other thing I've been up to is I fell down a hole watching someone streaming some Minecraft because I've kind of been out the loop of the whole Minecraft thing. But it's coming back.
I thought you were literally going to say, I fell down a hole.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft?
That is also true, but I'll get to that.
Okay.
No, I fell down a hole of watching someone on YouTube, it was actually, in fact, streaming Minecraft. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. So I watched that for like, when you're watching it and you're like, oh, I watched this for 10 minutes, and then it was like 3 hours later or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I haven't played that for it. I didn't even... So last time I was playing, it was before the whole splitting into two, like Java edition and Bedrock edition and all this sort of stuff. So I started reading these words, looking into what I could do. I was like, I don't understand any of this. I just want to play Minecraft. How can I do this? I don't know if you're at all aware or care. But the old version, the Java version, is still... So the version that you would have like got an account for whenever we used to get it is a thing.
Yeah, I had to upgrade and
all the like all the like
pain in the ass.
What used to be Pocket versions and console versions and all these other ones are now all this Minecraft Bedrock version, but they're all like cross compatible with all of the other ones. So unless you're playing the like original Java version of the game, which is where the updates happen first, I think. Basically, you're playing the same version of the game, not like a weird ported version that's not quite with it or whatever. So that sort of makes sense. But I was like, oh, that means I'm going to have to buy it again if I want it on my Switch. But also, let's give it a go. So I bought it again. So I now bought Minecraft again, because that's how they get you.
It's okay, because that money went to Hatsune Miku, so, she deserves it.
And yeah, I've been quite enjoying it. It's weird playing on the Switch, not with a mouse and keyboard, because obviously you have to use like controller controls, and it's a first-person game. It's a bit weird. But yeah, I've been trying to basically learn because they've added lots of things.
So
and I can't
much.
even begin to... I was starting to have a look into like the Redstone stuff, and there's like comparators when you can like set up circuits that compare how many items are in chests and then do logic things based off that. And I was just like, what is all of this? And it's not quite as ridiculous as some of the like Tekkit mods used to be, I don't think. But they've added a lot of stuff to the base game. So yeah, I've been spending quite a lot of time digging holes in Minecraft. But also,
I don't blame you. I do sometimes fall down the hole.
Yeah,
in Minecraft.
I didn't realise how like popular it had become. I know it's popular, and I know it was, but it kind of went away a bit.
It's like a Minecraft renaissance.
Yeah.
Every now and again, if you're on Twitter, suddenly a random phrase will be trending, and it's because some Minecraft YouTuber said it once during a live stream.
Yeah, and you know what they're like.
And it's weird how much pull like this new generation of Minecraft like streamers and YouTubers have. It's like you'd think that by now it would have died down and people would have moved on to like entirely new things, which I guess they did, but then it's all come back to Minecraft again.
Well, I mean, Minecraft was such lightning in a bottle, so it does make sense.
And like
there'll be lulls, but I think it's going to be around for a very long time.
Well, the thing is, it never looked good. That's the thing. So the game doesn't really age in the same way.
I don't know. Have you seen? Obviously, not you playing it because no one owns these things really. But have you seen anyone playing it with the RTX ray tracing things turned on?
Oh fuck off!
Yes,
it does look ridiculously good somehow. Despite everything being blocked. No, I mean, no real person can do that, but...
Yeah.
Because it requires owning graphics cards that you can't buy because of fucking crypto twats.
Yep, yeah. Fuck crypto. It's literally so fucking stupid.
But yes.
I saw someone explaining it, and it was. This is the very, very condensed version of what they said. It's like, so like NFTs and other cryptocurrencies, it's It's like, do you want to buy the thing and you pay for the thing, but you don't own the thing and also you're burning the planet? I was like, I mean, that pretty much sums it up. I appreciate there's slight more subtlety to it than that, but I mean, not much.
There is a bit more nuance, but that's the fundamental, like, that's the baseline of it.
Yeah. The difference being that you can potentially sell the same thing that you don't own on to it for more money in future. So it's all of that bad stuff you did, plus also like capitalism piled on top of it. Like, oh, great, okay, excellent.
Yeah, it's
the stock market is a mood ring for rich men, and the fucking
NFTs are crystals.
Yeah, they're healing crystals.
Yeah.
No, they're essential oils.
Yeah, NFTs, the essential oils of the fucking stock market. I will at least give NFTs this. They have given me a whole new thing that I didn't realize I could get absolutely blisteringly mad at.
Absolutely, I have also found new ways to hate.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I found new depths of like, because I thought that just living in Britain had already given me enough like new and interesting ways to feel hate.
They're renaming Britain to Turf Island, by the way.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
fair.
turfs, just in case.
And so congrats NFTs on that, I guess.
Yeah, I hate you and hope you all die. Not the people, but the practices in Minecraft.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I've spent my last few weeks, was basically digging holes and trying to work stuff out. And that takes an alarming amount of time, it turns out.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Snipe,
Yes.
what have you been up to?
I have been not much new, to be fair. I've been doing. I've decided to start speaking like Yoda. Apparently, it is May the 4th, and I appreciate that while capitalism is dreadful and commodifies art and things we love to bleed us dry, also I like Star Wars lots and lots, and it's been really fun, and I've watched a bunch of Clone Wars today with Longfang out of my Mando mug I bought with my Grogu Squishmallow sat on my knee. And
your knockoff Grogu Squishmallow.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't care. It's still
no. I think that's just a fun additional thing. It's lovely. It's a lovely thing.
He's great. He's lovely. He's soft. He's fluffy. He's cuddly. I'm looking at him right now. Hi, baby. I keep sending weird pictures of him, because he's an egg. And he's got big Grogu ears, so I keep sending really close-up pictures of his face to Longfang, being like, "Hello, Uncle. Let us watch Clone Wars." And he said today that he actually quite like getting them because they're so weird and bad, and I'm like, that feels good. But yeah, oh my god! So I'm not gonna spoilers for Clone Wars or anything, but I got to there was the episode on colonialism in the first season.
Which one?
Good, fair point. Where it's they go onto this frigid planet, and there's this one guy's like, I claim this in front of you because yeah
I know which one you mean.
Yeah, and there's the senator who's like, no, it's I'm trying to be helpful, and then they find out that it's already inhabited, and the natives are like, oh, we'll happily, we will happily be your friendly neighbors, but this planet is our home and we'd like you to leave. And the guy's like, bullshit, these are savages, let's fucking murder them and go to war with them because they're so fucking beneath us. And it's just like,
kids show.
That is the common phrase that one of us will say. It's like, kids show, especially because they go into the outpost they're looking into, and there's just a row of spikes with clone trooper heads on them. And I'm like, this is a fucking children's show. Oh my goodness. And then there was the one where there was literally just a Nazi fucking scientist making a virus.
Yeah.
And it was also Longfang and I are basically, because he's voiced by Robert... Fuck, what's it? He was Basil Exposition in Austin Powers.
Oh, shit,
Logan's Run. Yeah, he's voiced by him, and he's just like, yes, I have perfected the virus! Yeah. And it's just like, yeah. It's like, I shouldn't be quoting Dr. Strangelove and laughing, especially in these horrible times, but at the same time, it was so over the top, and he was literally just a fucking, Nazi scientist. Wow. And it was a two-parter as well. I did not expect it to be a two-parter.
Oh, there are shitloads of two-parters as the thing goes on.
I am thoroughly enjoying it. Also, I want to drop kick Jar Jar. I'm sorry. Like, he's like way more tolerable in the Clone Wars than he was in the movie.
The one thing
But I still want to kind of just swing him around by his fucking ears.
The one thing I do like about Jar Jar in the Clone Wars is that he's sort of like a force of nature in that happens at people.
Yes.
Like, people just have to deal with him existing around them, and sometimes it feels like he's been weaponized, which I kind of enjoy.
So this explains why you married me. Okay, yeah, no,
Look,
yeah.
I will put up with a degree of self-deprecating humour, but you are not a Jar Jar. That is too
Clone
cruel.
Wars Jar Jar?
That is too cruel to yourself.
Okay. Also, the guy in is it the Ryloth arc? I can't remember. It's basically where Ahsoka is given her own like team to command, and
yeah.
The villain in that is just pitch shifted Edna Mode from The Incredibles. He's like, oh yes, it's so good. That was a great Edna Mode. I'm just going to assume that impersonation was perfect.
Spot on.
Yeah, it's great, and oh my god, it's very good.
Are you still in season 1, aren't you?
Yeah, not for much longer. There's only like 22 episodes, and we're up to like 18.
Yeah.
Because
it is one of those ones where it after you get past season 1, it starts picking up pace, and it's already good at season 1.
It's good, yeah, I like it. It's real good.
But it gets really good, and as I say,
I'm just glad Anakin is a character.
Oh yeah, and I've said this many times, but the last like season of it is just fantastic.
Yeah,
it's just
great. I'm looking forward.
Amazing.
To it. Yeah, because Bad Batch came out today.
It did, yes.
Yeah.
It did, yes.
I need to be speedrunning that. I have watched a horror movie.
Good lord.
Called Things Heard and Seen, but I was drinking and the end is a bit fuzzy. I remember not being super into it, just like, oh, okay, that's fine. It's got, so there's like two women I can never tell apart. There's the lady who can... What?
So there's this movie. I'm going to tell you about it, but I was drunk, and I can't tell the characters apart.
I was drunk at the end. It's fine. No, actresses. So the main woman is either the boob weather woman from Mean Girls, Karen.
Yeah.
Or I can't remember the second one, but she's either that woman or not. I can't remember.
She's either person that I can't remember, or someone else I can remember even less about.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Amanda? No. I'm trying to think of the name of that first one you said.
Karen?
Yeah, that's just, fine.
Okay.
Karen, carry on.
Yeah, okay. So it's basically, I think it's set in the 80s, but I didn't realise that until halfway through when I realised that no one was using mobile phones. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay.
Is there anything about this movie that you're sure of?
Yeah. Shut up. Wait, do they have a kid? I think they have a kid.
God.
No, I think... Actually, do they have a kid? It was like a week ago, and I had been drinking, and I was like, I don't know. I was probably eating a cookie or something. Okay, so I think they have a child. Yes, no? Okay, I'm not even doing this for a bit anymore. Should I even talk about this?
I'm not sure you should.
I can't remember fucking anything about it.
This is the best movie review. This is great.
People have been asking me to do my movie reviews, and you know what? 90% of them is going to be this, you all. I'm like, well, I was drinking, and I was also drawing Star Wars fan art. And also, yeah, exactly. It's a ghost movie. It's about ghosts. Yeah, there we go. I know it's about ghosts. Do
you want to move on to the next topic, then?
Basically, it was fine. The dad in it is a fucking skis, and fair play to the actor and the casting and the directing. Because as soon as he stood on screen, I was like, that guy's giving me real creeper vibes. So, there was a creeper in it. They may or may not have had a child. There are definitely ghosts, but I don't know exactly how many ghosts. I think there's at least 2. And the ending certainly happens. That's my review of Things Heard and Seen. Things I didn't hear and didn't see. Okay. I've played a scary game that I do remember.
Oh, good.
Good.
Called Those Who Remain. I bought this on a whim. It's like a first-person kind of... It's not really a walking simulator, is it? It's just
It's a first-person horror game.
First-person horror game. And it's basically I don't remember the story because apparently this is the day of not remembering anything. But the
story is you trying to find someone in a town, and it's basically
a spooky town.
It's like slamming together a lot of elements, because we played this on stream.
Yeah.
A lot of elements of different games. It's very Silent Hill.
Very Silent Hill-y. It's got a lot of mechanics from like Alan Wake, so you need to head towards the light, because it's actually really quite well done, because you like walk down a road under a street light, and all the shadows are filled with like dark silhouettes with glowing eyes, and you're like, oh! And you need to basically keep the lights on and avoid them. And there's like a big eyeball, there's like a big television monster that chases you, which is just a bit formulaic, but also I don't really mind it because it's not hard. It's just kind of like, oh no, you just got to do it. So it's not like got that indie jank of, oh, this is charming, but then I get really mad because it's put together really annoyingly and this isn't fun. But it's like, it's like difficulty-wise, it's pretty average. It's not hard. You can go through it pretty easily. It's got some fun scares. It's got some really fun ideas, and yeah, there is a lot wrong with it, but I can't help but find it charming.
Yeah, I think that's it.
And I'm very interested to see where the story goes.
It's not necessarily good, but it puts a lot of and it's not doing anything new. But it does put the things it's doing together in an interesting way and has some charm about it.
Yeah, I mean, it does have its downsides. Like, there's like an infinite fucking PT corridor, which, honestly, I'm surprised they restrained themselves that much. Because, do you remember, like, PT came out, and then everything was PT?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, okay.
I will say one thing about it, which is something we found out when we were streaming it. If you do play this game, Those Who Remain... if you do play Those Who Remain, I would recommend that you go into the options and turn off the bloom.
Yeah, because for a game that's based on light and darkness, it looks so washed out and overexposed. It's horrible. But then you turn the bloom off and you can actually see the dark properly. It actually has depth to it.
Yeah, it's like...
The bloom actively ruins everything about it.
Yeah, when it's turned on, it doesn't just make the shiny things incredibly shiny. It also makes the whole game, it puts like just a low opacity just screen of white over everything, so it just washes everything out, and it makes
it really hard to see.
It makes it really hard to focus on things because everything just gets washed out that bit much, and so you can't pay attention to your surroundings anywhere near as well.
I mean, it's like before I figured out that that's what you need to turn off immediately. It was like, oh, find the key, and I was looking around this area going, I can't fucking see anything. It was like there's like because they kind of like glow a little bit, the items, the interactables. And I couldn't see it because the fucking bloom was up so high, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
So then I turned it off, and I was like, now I can actually fucking see. Holy shit. But yeah, I don't know if I could recommend it, but if you're interested and can get it cheap, definitely give it a go. Because it's not gonna like...
I mean, it's like a 5-6 hour game, and it's only 15 quid at full price. I don't think that's I honestly don't think that's an unreasonable ask.
No, and like, honestly, it's not like broken or anything, so... like a lot of indie horror games tend to be. So no, honestly, I've been like, apart from a couple of kind of eye-rolling kind of things, like moments, honestly, I've been enjoying it. I find it very charming. And yeah, we're going to complete that next stream. So
We'll be beating that on Saturday after before this podcast goes out. So I guess that's not really useful.
I'll talk about it next time. It's fine. And the last thing I've been doing is playing Soulbound.
Yeah, we did. We played another session of Soulbound.
Yeah, we've played 2 sessions so far. The AOS Tabletop RPG Soulbound. Shanus is the DM. I am playing Pavi Odelina. who is a bitch that everyone thinks is very funny, but really she does horrible things because she's. I was sick of playing nice characters, and I was like, no, I want a character who's just a fucking ass.
Yeah.
And you managed to make her likable anyway.
Yeah, that people like her anyway. I'm like, okay, fine. And she I will get into Pavi's psychology. But yeah, who are you playing?
I am playing a character called Ulf Sternbock, who is...
Dwarf Balloon.
Yeah, I always forget the actual name of the class, but it is the type of character on Overlord that is on a balloon and has a minigun.
Oh, I'm playing a Bright Mage. There we go. Long Fang is playing Conic, the Stormcast Eternal, who is literally just the fucking bunker buster of the team. He takes all the damage and does all the damage and is fine all the time. And we've got Hobby Squig, who's playing Aethlander, the Sylvaneth tree.
Is a tree.
Yeah, they are a tree. And he has, like...
A bird.
A bird. And going back to, this is me describing Pavi's psychology. We are attacked, there is fire. She's like, oh no, and she runs across this fucking place to cast a shield on Aethlander so the bird is okay. Because she likes birds. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know we were going to be, are we talking about the whole thing, or...?
I mean, probably not until it's finished, but that's, it's been a lot of fun. And Pavi is... I thought people would be like, oh no, Pavi's in danger, let's not... I've got a cramp, I need to just... Ooh.
Yeah.
But no...
At least you've got kind of a character. I've not really been able to settle on how Ulf behaves as a character at all.
I do have multiple resources, like websites like random trait generators that you kind of just try and play to.
Yeah,
I can help you out with that. If that helps.
I haven't really been able to fully get a vibe for him yet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's been interesting because obviously it's a group and DM figuring out the game at the same time.
It's different from D&D, and you've got significantly less stats. Combat works completely different.
It's very basic. It is
very
just
basic, but it's also hard to get your head around because obviously we're so used to D&D. We're getting it though. We're getting it.
You know, the thing that really messes with me more than anything else is that, so you know how in D&D there's your things have a range of X meters, it's X squares effectively on the thing, so
feet.
Yeah, is it in feet or meters?
It's in feet.
It's feet usually, and which is a bit annoying, but.
But yeah, so it's you've got a defined distance, whereas basically if you're in the same zone, you can hit people in Soulbound. And so each
it's a bit of a nebulous descriptor.
Yeah, each area is split into multiple zones. So it means that if in D&D you'd be spaced in a way that would mean that certain people can be hit and certain people can't be hit, it means everyone can be hit and everyone can hit the same things. It's weird.
It is.
But the way I've heard it described is that the combat basically allows for real fantasy hero shit. So everyone can kind of do ridiculous nonsense right from the off. My character, there was a part where a bunch of people were being attacked by some Zangors, which are the Tzeentch beastmen.
Those fucking things. Pavi's still got fucking splinters in her shoulder.
Yeah, and I couldn't use my big mini gun, which is a volley gun. I couldn't use that around them because it hits everything around the area.
Yeah, if it hits the thing you're aiming at, and then everything else has splash damage.
Yeah, because it's a fucking minigun.
Yeah.
But I had a vulcanizer pistol, which is
a Volkite pistol.
Yeah, well, yeah. Think like a 40k melter gun or something. So you shoot things and it blows armor off them, And since Zangors seem to the only armor they seem to be wearing is like an armored codpiece, we decided that I was blowing their codpieces off. But it literally removes their armor if you like get like a 6 when you roll for it. So you shoot their armor off. So like I like floated up and then shot off the armor of like the ones that were remaining, so that the other dwarves around could kill them. Like
It was fucking weird.
yeah, there's like interesting things you can do like that. But I will say the session has been somewhat plagued by the slightly wonky way the rules are written.
Yeah, the rules are laid out really fucking annoyingly. You have to keep jumping back and forth to check anything. And it's bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
And it would
Good
be...
game, bad layout.
Yeah,
for the rules.
it would be completely fine. I think it'd be completely fine if everyone was working off physical copies, but most people are working off digital copies, and yeah, spinning back and forth constantly in PDFs is more complicated than it needs to be. Mm-hmm. But still, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, no, it's great. Great, everyone's playing real well. It's being DM'd real well. It's a lot of fun. It's just we are learning.
It is interesting, like, you know, so you want to hit with this gun, so you roll, so you combine, I think it's your body stat with your, is it accuracy stat? No, it's ballistic skill stat. You combine those two, and that gives me 5 dice.
Fives.
And then and then because I've got like a level of training, or is it focus, I think it's called, in one of them, that means that I can upgrade one of my dice.
By 1 point.
By 1 point.
So it's like, if I want to hit with an arcane bolt, I have to roll 1/4 out of my dice pool, which is 9, because I am very talented.
Just because the way mages work.
Because the way mages work. So, you know, as long as I get 1/4, that means it hits. And then a lot of spells or like abilities have like, for each additional success, this means this.
You can do more damage or
more
add
damage.
additional effects.
It's like I cast Fireball on a stampede of absolutely horrifying mutated cattle that were charging us. And what it does is I can either make it do more damage, like 1 more point of damage, or the hazard zone I create, which if things are inside it per turn, they take 1 damage, lasts longer. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for the last longer one. Because, you know...
You actually did more damage.
I don't think I did.
You did.
You know what? Let's not split hairs.
I
did okay, so whatever you think is the coolest or smartest option, that's the one I did.
you did more damage.
Yeah.
You did. But yeah, no, it is
It is a lot of fun.
It is fun, but yeah, it's just weird going between like different systems.
Yeah,
it is something I want to do, which is to try out more RPG systems.
Well, I mean, you've got to do your campaign first with D&D.
Yeah, that will be a D&D campaign. So,
Yep.
yeah, because I just know how it works. But I do want to try other systems. At some point. I'd like to actually do a sci-fi thing at some point, because I've never actually played one.
I've heard Starfinder. It's
I was
like the
gonna say,
sci-fi version of Pathfinder.
Yeah, we did one.
I've heard that's really good.
Who else was there? I did one with Dicko when he ran it. I think he ran it.
Wasn't Teddy there as well?
Were you there? I can't even remember who was
No,
there.
We
Anyway,
weren't there, no.
we played it once and it seemed okay. It seemed good. We didn't really get into it enough, and then we got tired and had takeaway and fell asleep. I think.
I want to play a Star Wars TTRPG. I don't know how good it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
how the current one's like.
I don't know how. I've heard bits and bobs about the old editions, but like, I'm gonna have to look into this, aren't I? Yeah, this is on me, because I want to be a Mandalorian Jedi so hard. You don't even know. I got sad this morning realizing that I didn't wake up in Star Wars. I think it's just the pandemic and isolation really getting to me, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been up to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Matthew.
Yes.
Do we have questions from our lovely listeners?
We do have some questions, yes.
Excellent.
Matt, what's the email address?
thedrummermat@gmail.com.
Thank you. Please send questions in. We love answering them and hearing you guys being little shits. It's great.
All right. First up is, I feel like this question is good for this podcast in that. Well,
Is it about cum?
It's not about cum actually. So no, it's not good for the cumcast.
Okay, not good for the cumcast.
Okay.
All right.
The sentient hare.
Hello.
Imagine for a second
Oh, okay.
that Gork and Mork live together in a kind of sitcom situation type thing.
I'm there.
They lovingly adopt a dog and obviously name it Bork.
Yes.
Cork, Mork, and Bork.
What happens to Orc religion when Gork and Mork take Bork for a walk?
Well, the orcs would be like, "There's a new cohort," and they'd feel smart.
They would.
Fuck it.
I guess that'd mean they'd probably interpret it as a squig. So it'd probably mean they'd probably venerate squigs more.
Yeah, they'd probably like, "Oh, we got to go take them for a walk."
Maybe that's what's happening with the new beast snaggers.
Maybe. That
there we
sentient
go.
hare, which is a terrifying name. Not sure I like that. Nice one. I think they've cracked it.
Yeah, there we go.
They've
Yeah.
cracked it. That's it. Yeah. Perfect.
Good. Yeah, it would have to be Bork as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cork,
Excellent.
Mork,
Good.
Gonna take him for a walk.
and Bork. Yeah. Maybe have a gork at some shorps.
That one didn't really work.
I lost it. I lost it.
Okay, next up, Jules. Mostly aimed at Wib, although honestly, I'm not quite sure why.
Oh.
Okay.
Wib.
Like, what is that? What they're saying? It's like, no,
No,
I want
that
Wib to
was-
answer this. I want him to answer this.
Yeah, no, Jules said mostly aimed at Wib, but I'm not. Anyway, the question is,
Okay.
have you played Morrowind? So
Yes.
their logic is that it has a lot of tabletop-y elements, like primarily text dialogue, and there's like derived stats from attributes and things, and dice rolling in the background and that sort of stuff. And they also say it's got fantastic environmental storytelling, more like New Vegas than Skyrim. So,
Well, I have played it. I played it back in the day, and I hated it.
Oh.
I have not played it. I have not played it since though, and I have played a lot of Skyrim and Fallout New Vegas a lot since then. So I'd probably enjoy it more now. But yeah, my experiences with it are quite old and not very positive, I'm afraid. But I don't know how much of that is like based on who I was at the time, if you know what I mean.
Oh God.
Just I was a lot younger, and
Yeah,
I had
the
different.
first time I played Metal Gear Solid, I was like 6, and I was like, "This is stupid." And now I'm like, I base half my fucking life on Metal
Exactly.
Gear Solid.
Yeah.
So yeah, tastes change.
Have either of you played Morrowind?
no.
Have either of you played Morrowind?
I think I was like hanging out at a mate's house and while they were playing it at one point, but I don't. That's
played,
about the
like-
extent.
I played a bit of Neverwinter Nights.
That is a very different game.
I know. I'm trying to think.
I
don't reckon. I probably did play it when I was very young, but probably didn't like it because it was very wordy, and I was a little kid going, "I want to shoot the cyber demons."
I mean, I do remember like one guy I knew who when I was trying to give it a go, who was who liked the game, and he showed me. Like I think he went and like modified a potion like quickly, and then basically using it was able to kill everyone in the entire world in about 15 minutes.
My favourite stories that I've ever seen like that in like Morrowind, Elder Scrolls kind of game was this person's sister basically was tweaking a husband mod. And she fucked it up somehow so that every time she went into her home and spoke to her husband, about 47 instances of the WAV file for eating bread would play at maximum volume, and then her game would crash. And I'm like, if that ain't the ideal married life. Oh. I come in, how was work? Oh, you just get me.
Perfect.
That's marital bliss right there.
Yeah, I remember trying to play Oblivion as well, but it was like I think it was like when I was about No, it was like I just upgraded my computer. And
Was this back when if you got a new game, you'd have to upgrade your computer?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, I hated that fucking time. So glad that's
I believe that might have been when I got a new computer to play like Doom 3.
Oh, and I bet you it ran like shit because Doom 3 was so poorly fucking optimized.
Well, between the
you
two,
need 5 gig of RAM. That doesn't exist yet, bitch.
Between the two computers that we had in our house, mine ran it at a higher frame rate, but the other one ran it at a higher resolution. You know, that kind of thing, because they just had one had
Oh
like
God, my brain.
They had different processors and graphics cards that were better at different things. So like the one that wasn't mine was objectively a much better machine, but also it couldn't handle like some of the same things mine could. It was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember trying to run Oblivion on that, and it just didn't work. It was like, so you know how Oblivion has a bloom problem because it was much like Those Who Remain, because it came out around the time that people were like, bloom is really cool. It makes everything look more realistic. So like
as long as you know it's on a brown. Like,
so the entire game is bathed in it. And it's outrageous. Imagine playing that, but everything was just white. It didn't work very well at all. And that's my experience with playing Oblivion. I think I did eventually get it working and played it for about half an hour. And I was just like, It took me until Skyrim, honestly, to get into one of the Elder Scrolls games. Which, again, it might just be an age thing more than anything else.
You are older than God.
Because at the time, I was more into my JRPGs than my Western RPGs, honestly. So it's like I played Neverwinter Nights back then and didn't really get into it, but I played a fair bit of it. Like I think it was last year sometime, and quite enjoyed it.
I drew a little dinosaur. Do you like him?
You did draw a little dinosaur. I'm not sure that warrants inclusion in this audio medium. But,
I drew a dinosaur, and he's really cute. He's basically just like an egg.
He is. He's very cute.
He's very cute. Oh, that's
and
great.
no one can see him. He's a secret just for us.
He's a secret dinosaur.
Like, comment, subscribe if you want to see the dinosaur.
And you still won't see it.
No.
Okay, what's the next question then? Because,
Moving on. Iron Vader.
Hello.
What's your favourite book? Or series of books? I think
my favourite series of books is the Discworld series, and probably my favourite book is Night Watch.
See, I don't want to say the same thing now.
God, you must have another answer.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember the name of it. It was something somebody suggested on the podcast. It was a ghost story about a group of folks who go up to like this frigid wasteland for like this expedition. Shit. Can't remember what it is.
I can't help you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but that was a fantastic book. Like, it's definitely up there. Like, holy shit, that book was so good. I can't say Night Watch because
I already said
you
it.
already said it.
I mean, you can.
You can.
I say that and The Martian. The Martian was really good.
Oh, The Martian
that
is a
book
great
was
book.
great. It's fantastic. I love it. I also watched the movie and I really liked how they added like a little bit that actually I think enriched the story quite a bit. So yeah, favorite series. I'm not gonna say The Witcher because Andrei Sapkowski is a piece of shit. And honestly, and I'm probably gonna get crucified for saying this, I think the games make the stories like good. Because while they are based on the stories. It's like, Geralt actually has a personality, and like
I have heard that stuff improves over time.
Well, the couple of books I've read so far, it's just been like, wow, okay, so Geralt shows up, is all like grr, and then fucks somebody. It's like okay, and it's a little sexist.
I have heard there is stuff that happens later on in them that I think will please you.
Okay.
Which I won't say anything about.
Does Geralt
No,
get
okay,
in
like,
the
I'm
bath?
saying just.
Geralt gets his dick out and it's great.
I mean, yeah. What else is new?
Just
That's half of the
swinging
premise.
it around.
Yeah, that's half the premise of the Witcher stories is that
It's actually a
he stumbles dick first into things.
It's a mistranslation that he has two swords. No, he just half
has
the
two
time he
dicks.
slays some of the monsters with his dick. instead. That's the other sword.
I am almost certain that is a joke that's made in the first game. You aren't funny. I'm sorry.
Well, I wouldn't know because the first game is borderline unplayable.
It absolutely is. And then when I played the second one, I got angry because it was different.
Because you'd got used to the
I got
jank.
used to the jank, yeah. Although Dagon shows up in the first game.
That is pretty cool.
You fight Dagon.
I am always a fan of Lovecraftian horror appearing out
in the situation it shows up in, it's really wank.
It's like, I watched fucking Aquaman the other day, and there's just a fucking...
Oh, Tamura Morrison.
just a fucking, like,
Take me away, Grandpa.
a Lovecraftian kaiju shows up, and I'm like...
That's Tamura
Yeah,
Morrison.
alright.
And
It's,
he's my grandpa.
Just a slight aside, Aquaman is weird. It's like 3 fun movies slammed together into the same, not particularly coherent movie.
I'm weirded out you didn't mention it in your thing. Did you forget about it?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, as for series, I don't really have one.
No, fair
That
enough.
Wib
Well,
hasn't
the question was
already said.
book or maybe series if you didn't have a book, I guess. So
Okay, then yeah.
you can just answer a book that you can't remember the name of.
Okay, I need to. Okay.
You're going to go...
I
get
am
that?
actually.
yeah,
I'm so mad
Alright.
because that book is so
Okay,
good.
well, Matt, what's
shall I-
yours?
Well, my favourite book, and I think it's because of nostalgia, but weird nostalgia, specific nostalgia, is the autobiography of Bill Bryson. It's called like The Life and Times of the Thunderbolt Kid.
Okay.
But I have a very specific weird nostalgia for it in that it was the book that my parents were reading to me when I like woke up from my like weird coma hospital thing like 10 years ago or whenever that was. So I have like
get
really
that.
good memories of it. At least I don't think it was bad, but I think I haven't really... I've read it like once since and quite enjoyed it, but that was still like 8 years ago or something. Ruth read it quite recently and said like he just comes across as a bit of like a dick of a child. So I don't know whether I want to go back now and reread it again. But just because of the like powerful, weird, specific nostalgia, or I don't, I can't even think of a better phrase for it. But
You've
like-
got an association
Yeah.
with it that goes beyond its like actual quality or anything.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
purely about like your personal like life experiences, and that's just as valid. You know?
So yeah, that's probably. I still say that that's my favourite book. I mean, I haven't read anything else for the last ages apart from pretty much Discworld books, which I finished. I have my 3 that I've got off you with, by the way. So I need the next one.
Okay.
Just FYI, if and when we're allowed to see each other again.
This has been the weird like drops we've been doing for like the last few years. You come round, drop off a few books you've borrowed, and then I give you the next 3.
Yeah, it's great.
I think you're not far off getting the hardback ones, so it's going to be a bit more of a pain.
I found the name
Oh yeah, go on.
Oh,
Dark Matter
Dark Matter.
by Michelle P. Fuck. I'm not going back. That's it. My bookshelf is too far
good
away and too full of shit.
Oh,
But yeah,
right.
that's my favourite book.
All right. Next up, Rob, and for this one, I need to send you a link.
Okay.
Is it Feet?
Copy. It's not feet. No.
Good.
Here, you get loading up that while I read out the question. Boom.
Okay.
So, Rob, having enjoyed the panel's discussion of Star Wars makeup ranges, I wonder if you've encountered this link that I've sent you.
What I am seeing right now is a Han Solo in carbonite roasting dish, like for an oven.
Yeah, Le
Which
Creuset did a Star Wars line.
I hate how expensive everything
Have
is,
you
but
seen
I
how
want
expensive
it
it is?
all. It's like it's nearly £400.
Yeah, for an
It's
oven roasting
£360 for a roasting tin
tray. Yeah.
I mean,
with Harrison's for gormless face. Apparently, this go down. Carbonite trinket box. That trinket box is £129. That is outrageous.
as a Death Star trinket box that's £99. Okay.
All right.
This is...
Yeah.
Fucking hell, there's a fucking
There's a
chess,
chess set that's like
that's-
1,500 fucking pounds.
They're just made out of like metal.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just
So
made of
there we go.
pewter.
Just that these exist. It's
Okay, cool.
I'm angry about it.
Well,
Great, thanks. Now I'm angry.
thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
thanks,
I'm
Rob.
angry. Yeah.
All right, Grox. This is a.
Hi,
this
Grox.
This could be a Cumcast question, I guess.
oh god.
Oh.
Okay.
I know you all like all sorts of sauces.
Oh, fucking hell.
What would
Right.
be The worst swap of sauces in a meal that usually comes with like a specific sauce.
I'd say Caesar salad. It's like dressing. Because salad dressing's basically just... It's fucking Tory sauce.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's be honest. Yeah. I mean, I eat salads with salad dressing on it, but I know what I am. I know what I am.
You do so with the appropriate level of shame.
Yes. It's like, oh god, what was it I said to you once that you literally kept repeating to me, Drummer Matt? Oh, you were like, oh, that was it. It was day after a gig. We were kind of just like zoning out in the morning, being super tired. And you were like, what should we do? Should we eat something? And I was like, yeah, we could have brunch, but I'm fucked if I'm wearing a neckerchief. And you were just like, what? And then you went back to reading Game of Thrones. Everyone remember Game of Thrones? But yeah, I'd say like Caesar salad sauce replaced with like gravy, like beef gravy.
What about mustard instead?
Well, mustard could be nice though.
Mustard's
Mustard's
pretty good.
You get like a
Because it's got
mustard
that
vinaigrette
vinegary
type
kind.
thing.
Yeah. So like like the thing that works with like salad like sauces is the vinegary kind of like sweet and sour.
You'd want a sweet sauce. You want like a like a bubblegum ice cream sauce or something on your lettuce.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Okay, how about you take like chocolate sauce, put on ice cream, and swap it out for ketchup?
Oh yeah, ketchup and ice cream.
Yeah, okay, that.
Great.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is that when you have like cereals, does the milk that you put on cereals count as a sauce?
I would say that. No, I would say
No, it's just lumpy soup.
No, that stew one. Fuck that one up. Nice one. No, that milk in cereal is a marinade.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess because it does alter how it tastes.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
So I guess
like,
that's-
yeah. It's a marinade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A cereal is a marinade. I'm writing that down.
I'm so glad that you are. I'm trying to think. Because I know, Drummer Matt, you are sexually addicted to brown sauce.
I mean, brown sauce. It was helped by the fact that when we started talking about the brown sauce, I was in a country where you couldn't easily buy brown sauce. Now I've got a ready full supply. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, I guess.
You had to buy it on the brown market.
Can we never use the term brown market ever again?
I mean, no. I'm probably gonna do it like two or three more times today.
This is your new thing.
I'm trying to think.
This is the start of the brown market agenda.
Yep.
The follow-up question, if we can't think of as good things, the worst swap, is that what would be one that you'd like to try? Which is an interesting question, because if you'd like to try it that much, it's quite easy to try it. So it's one that you'd like to try, but is for some reason either forbidden or difficult, I guess.
I'm gonna have hoisin sauce on a burger.
Oh, that would be really good.
Yeah, because like on a
interesting.
beef burger, but you wouldn't put. I'd probably still have like maybe a bit of cheese because I think it would add a nice tang. Because I fucking love hoisin sauce. It's very tasty.
Yeah, that would be good.
Straight up, I do kind of want to try the ketchup on ice cream one.
Well,
I know
I
it's
have
gonna be-
chocolate ice cream in the fridge if you want to defile that. Chocolate ice cream with a tomato fucking. Oh.
It's tempting.
are-
It's tempting to just try it. Just put a little bit on a spoon and.
Do you want to do that live on the podcast for content?
Okay, sure. We'll do a cut here.
Okay.
And I'll go and do that, and I'll be back in a second.
120.
Good.
Okay, so we're back, and Wib, would you describe the horror you have on that spoon?
Okay, so I've got a little bit of I think it's indulgent chocolate cardor.
Yeah, my fancy, expensive chocolate
However,
ice
it
cream.
has been in the freezer too long, so it's got that weird kind of like freezer burn thing.
Same.
And some fucking Heinz ketchup on it. I've just got a little bit on a spoon.
Yeah, I will say he's got like
I got a drink.
He's
so
got a decent amount. Yeah, he's got iron brew to wash it down because we are dignified here.
Okay, I'm going to put this in my mouth now. I'm going to see how it tastes.
Just do it because the smell is killing me. the mix of emotions you're going through.
Oh god. Oh god.
Was that a mistake?
Oh, that was a mistake. Oh man.
Look at what Grox has done. Nice one, dude.
Yeah, thanks, Grox.
Okay, so
Okay, take us through the flavour journey you just partook.
So, at first... Oh god, the taste is still there. Okay, so at first...
You're not going to clean the spoon off? You're not going to lick the spoon?
No.
Okay.
So the first issue is that the two flavours in your mouth do not mingle at all.
I wouldn't think they do.
You just have distinct chocolate and ketchup in your mouth at the same time. The two things do not meet. It's horrifying. But that's not so bad, because at least your brain kind of keeps those two things separate, and you go, well, I like the taste of ketchup, I like the taste of chocolate. Both of those are fine. But then when it goes down, then they mingle.
Oh.
And all I can say is it tastes like poison.
It smelled like it, to be fair.
Like,
And now you're washing it down with iron brew, so, you know, fucking...
yeah, but iron
Start
brew.
as you mean to go on.
Ah.
Yeah, but iron brew, ketchup, and chocolate ice cream. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, but I wanted a strong taste to get rid of the taste.
That's fair. So would you recommend it?
I would. Yeah, actually. Yeah, go on, give it a shot.
If you want to feel what fucking, you know, if you want to taste the concept of sin, the bad kind, then definitely do that.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not cleaning that spoon. You're not licking that spoon.
No, I'm not licking that spoon.
Okay. So yeah, we're Advancing Science. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Wib puts weird shit in his body.
I did not think that's a thing I'd do, especially on a podcast. That's not a thing I thought I'd do today. But yeah, there we go. I'm very good at
Food.
It's worth mentioning at this point. A few people wrote in mentioning Plato having a background in wrestling, and I have no idea what we said to prompt this. Did we ask people about it?
We did, yeah. We talked about historical figures we'd like to go on a date with and brought up like the old philosophers.
I'll go on a date with Plato, and then I couldn't remember which philosopher.
Yeah, it was Plato. So a few people have answered that, and his name, in fact, a few people said this. Plato is basically means broad-shouldered. So
yeah, it's his wrestling name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Plato's name is just like if he was English, his name would just be like thick or something.
Why Plato do be looking pretty thick though.
So related to this, a few people said that, but related to this, Mikkel wrote in and had a question. So if you had to organise a WWE style wrestling match with philosophers, who would you back and why? And then follow up is what signature moves and or catchphrases would they have? Which is an interesting question, but we couldn't possibly beat Mikkel's suggestion for a catchphrase. Rene Descartes.
Okay.
I slam, therefore I am.
Come on and slam, and therefore I am. Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Can't top
No,
that.
we can't top that, dude.
Yeah, we can't top that, and that's because we bow to your superiority there, and not because putting us on the spot to spout our knowledge of classical philosophy is something that's somewhat outside of our wheelhouse.
Yeah, fair. Still, I mean, I think we could have as much time as you want, and we wouldn't top that. To be fair.
Yeah, no, seriously.
I slam, therefore I am.
I'm just imagining Descartes like fucking bulldogging people. That sounds amazing. I love it. Yeah, no, that's perfect. I can't come up.
You can
with
beat him
anything
though
better.
just by pulling his hair, so it'd be fine.
He'd like that.
Socrates could do the mandible claw thing with the sock puppet that what's
Mankind
his
used
name
to
did. Mankind did because he's called Socrates, and he could just.
Oh,
My other
Socrates.
My other problem is that I don't know fuck all about wrestling.
I know.
So
Yeah, I know. Or he could be like The Rock, but he'd be the Sock.
The sock.
And he'd just be eyebrowing at people all day. I don't know. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time.
Yeah, and I can't think of any other philosophers.
I would like to back Sigmund Freud.
he was a psychologist.
Yeah, it's the same.
No,
It's a P word. He's a wet ass P word. That's his finisher.
I mean, he thought about a lot of things without much proof. So.
I forgot that we were talking about philosophers, not psychologists.
I mean, it doesn't
I'm
specify.
sure given enough time we could come up with some funny jokes about Immanuel Kant.
Yeah, and he'll be like, "You can't get enough of this boot," or something. I don't know.
There we go.
Anyway.
There's the joke. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Very last question.
Okay.
Reese, first up,
Hello.
technical question. Are you planning on opening the mailbox again at some point?
Yes, we are. I think, honestly, we should probably do it the next few months.
We were going to do it. We were going to do it a few years back.
Then the pandemic happened and fucked everything
Yeah,
up.
we had to put it off for monetary reasons for like 6 months, and then the pandemic happened, and we didn't want to do anything that meant that other people had to go and put themselves at risk unnecessarily by going to like a post office.
But seeing as things are getting better now and like vaccines are being rolled out, yeah, we'll probably do it in the next few months. We'll probably have like an announcement video. So
We'll see how things go.
Yeah, we'll see how things go.
Because obviously, like, we don't want to say, because like,
We don't want to say for sure because
who the fuck
we live in a
knows?
world of uncertainty,
Yeah.
quite frankly, Reese. And yeah, we don't want to fuck it up. But yeah.
Cool. And Reese's question for the actual, people listening, I guess. When does the Doom music kick in for you?
Basically, after I've left the bedroom in the morning. Well, no,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
always.
are we talking here in like a metaphysical sense, like, in our heads,
Yeah.
where it kicks in? Like,
Well, I mean, like, you know how every time I get out of bed, I have to do it I have to thrash around. I have to take at least one, good right hook at you. And then I put on my trousers and then I stagger out into the kitchen where I make coffee. So that's very much like the Doomslayer waking up in, Doom 2016.
yeah,
And I am
true.
sorry that I took a swing at you the other day when you tried to wake me up when I fell asleep on the couch. I am very sorry because I actually made contact, but not enough to do any harm. So you say?
Emotional harm, maybe.
I hope not. That'd break me.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It was a light tap.
It's because you're my sparring partner because I don't have access to any sparring partners who actually can box. So you've been getting better at it.
I've been getting better at being punched.
You do take a good punch.
Good.
You do take punch as well.
All I've learned from being the person holding the pads for you is that I don't want to get punched by you.
Well, you are repeatedly punched by me when I'm practicing.
Yeah, but I mean, properly.
You don't want. I mean, I don't think anyone would want to get punched. So it's.
Yeah, no, but the
not
difference
because I'm strong.
The difference between getting punched by someone who doesn't know how to punch and someone who knows how to punch is night and day.
Okay.
I
mean, to be fair, I have sparred with boomers, and they're bad because they don't even want to try and punch properly. They're like, "Oh, I'm just gonna." And you're like, okay, Julie, that's cool. Okay. Coolie Julie.
I honestly, I'm losing track of whatever we're talking about because my brain is just like
Ketchup, chocolate.
ketchup and chocolate ice cream should not mix.
Okay.
I wonder if vanilla would have been better. 'Cause it's
Okay,
more
cool.
neutral.
No, we're not doing this.
Well, maybe that's why when you get the is it Neapolitan ice cream with the chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla? They always put the vanilla in the middle to mix the two sort of more different flavors. So maybe you needed the equivalent of vanilla in between or something in between.
Vanilla
your
is
chocolate
like
and
plain bread.
tomato.
It needs something adding to it.
Yeah, but it could go between the two.
Chocolate and strawberry ice cream mixed together tastes really nice.
It tastes fine.
So yeah.
Yeah, I was more going down the one that was chocolate colour and one was red, and kind of forgot that strawberry wasn't tomato.
Wow. Okay.
Honestly.
Okay, so I think we should wrap it up there
Yeah.
because holy shit, we're dying, and it's an hour and a half.
Oh shit! Yeah, cool.
Do we have
Nice.
any more questions?
No, that's it. That's it.
Oh, that was the last question.
That was the last one.
Okay.
That was the last
Thank you
Cool.
so much for your questions. Write in and tell me that I'm doing okay and I'm enough.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm having a time. I'm probably going to go and watch some Star Wars now because it's May the 4th. Everyone likes Star Wars, right? I like Star Wars.
I hope everyone enjoyed episode 124 of the MisanthroPod
The Cumcast.
/ episode 1 of the Cumcast. This is the climax of the thing.
Yeah.
Or was the ketchup ice cream technically the climax, and this is all the
This is the aftercare.
This is the you staring at the
A blank screen
the
after
blank
you've
screen
come.
afterwards
Yeah.
with despair and shame.
I literally saw... there were these two old boomers in a sex shop I was in the other day, looking at like cock rings and anal lube, and I was just like, you go, Trev and Bev. I'm fucking proud of you. Lube up that fucking cock ring. It's like every time I see someone out for a run, I want to stop and go, I just want to say you're amazing and I fucking support you. But that's really creepy, so I can't say that to people in sex shops as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like go up and go, I've noticed you're looking at the BDSM equipment. I just want to say, live your true self. Be sex positive. Fucking get pegged, you beast. Social norms are difficult for me, and I try.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks very much for listening to MisanthroPod.
Don't confuse the two and start telling runners you see, get pegs, you beast. They're really happy. You're like,
Telling runners to get pegged.
There is so many potential titles for this episode.
To be fair, watch me pick the one other weirdo in Derby where I walk up to a jogger and I'm like, you get your fucking booty plundered, friend. Yeah, and they're just like, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who goes out with a fucking, like, anal bead in. Just the one. As a treat.
That's just losing a marble. Like, let's be honest.
Well, it depends what's... Okay, anyway, that's been episode 124 of the MisanthroPod. Thank you very much, my cute pork pies. We are going to leave you now and say sorry. Goodbye.
Was that like a note you have to apologise at the end of the podcast? Or...
No.
Oh.
I probably should at every... Write in. Tell me that I'm awesome and good, and also, if I was a Star Wars, what Star Wars would I be?
I'm sorry, everybody.
I'm not. Bye, everybody. Bye. Matt, say bye. Fuck's sake. Okay, this is a mess. This is a mess. Go away.